Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Bolo ni tai go Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. One more. Nitai go to Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Bolo Nitai Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Bola Jayapata Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Premanande. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Please, wherever you are standing, take a seat so we can begin with the rest of the program. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhupada picture. Should we introduce them? Yeah, Prabhupada picture. Introduce. Offer. From there you just mentally offer. Okay. Chant Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. Tell him to start. Yeah.
There is wireless. You want wireless? Yes, yes.
Ratnamani Mataji, come off the stage, everybody. Come sit on the side. So Prabhupada can be visible.
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Sarva Jai Mata.
Yeah, Jai. Prabhupada.
The end. So,
Prabhupada disciples and others will give offering, then you will speak, not right.
So we'll let him have the mic just in case he wants to say something about Prabhu.
We'll have mic as a backup. Hey, he did it already. He empowered somebody else. Who's speaking next? Go.
Yeah.
There's another mic if you need.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome. Gauranga! Gauranga! One more time. Gauranga! We're celebrating the 74th Vyasa Puja ceremony of Jayapata Swami Guru Maharaj. Today is his actual birthday, according to the English calendar. Haribo! Srila Prabhupada said that I went to your country with a mission, and you all good souls were sent by Krishna to me. And one such good soul sent by Krishna to Srila Prabhupada was His Holiness Jayapata Swami Guru Maharaj. And he's been serving Srila Prabhupada and his mission for the past 6 decades. He was born Haribol! He was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kamada Ekadasi on April 9th, 1949. He met Srila Prabhupada in SFO at the Radhayatra Festival, and he will also be joining us for the Festival of Joy next week. Haribol! It's on April 15th. All of you guys, please come and participate in that event.
How many have you been to Mayapur? Can you please raise your hand? Haribol! Jai! So the Mayapur you see today, it was not like that when Guru Maharaj first visited. It was basically a forest full of snakes. There was no proper sanitation, no proper bathrooms, no proper water. But yet Prabhupada gave him the responsibility to create the largest temple in Mayapur for us. So Guru Maharaj ki jai! He's been instrumental in creating the Vedic Planetarium and Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. He's the world chairman for ISKCON's Food for Life programs. He does endless traveling for preaching despite his health impediments. So please welcome today Guru Maharaj at Radha Kalachandji Dham. He's come here after 6 years. So please give him a warm welcome with Gauranga!
The list can go on forever to glorify Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj has over 65,000 disciples and growing every year thanks to his mercy. As we celebrate his Vyasa Puja today, we're grateful for the opportunity to serve him and his disciples. Jayapata Swami Guru Maharaj is an inspiration to us all, and we should say Hare Krishna Mahamantra once in his honor. So please join with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So for now, we will have Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's disciples say some glories about Guru Maharaj. And first we have Her Grace Acharya Priyamataji ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I brought my deities here, Shri Gaur Gadadhar. His Holiness Jayapata Swami named them in 2001. They're right here. Could you hold them up for him? Could you hold them up? Because Lord Chaitanya looks like Gadadhar, you called them Shri Gaur Gadadhar. Thank you so much. He knows. We are very happy that Maharaj is here. And Maharaj is always asking us to please chant Hare Krishna and be happy, and to chant the name of Lord Gauranga. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Next, we have Chakri Prabhu here. His Grace Chakri Prabhu ki. Hey, put the garland.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's such an honor to be here with you today and all these wonderful devotees. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. At the end of the Radha Damodar party, I was sent to the Chicago temple, and that was under the guidance of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. That was his zone, Chicago and Texas and Oklahoma. So, but then Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sent to China. So at some point, Jayapata Maharaj came to Chicago to take care of us all. And he did a wonderful job of making sure we were all happy and satisfied in our Krishna consciousness. And then at some point, Tamal Krishna Maharaj came back from China. And he didn't have Chicago anymore as his zone. He just had Texas and Oklahoma. So at some point, he asked us devotees like myself to come to Texas to be with him. So it was a really difficult decision. I was attached to Taka Maharaj, and I had to decide either to stay in Chicago or come to Texas. So it was really a hard decision, but I was really attached to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, so I came back to Texas. But it was really wonderful being with Jayapata Maharaj in Chicago. And then one other occasion, when I was in Alachua, Jayapata Maharaj started the concept of devotee care, taking care of all the devotees that we have. So one time in Alachua, he asked all the devotees to sit in the temple room in rows, and then he asked every devotee to start chanting their japa, and he sat down next to every single devotee and made sure that they were chanting their japa nicely. So I thought that was really wonderful that he cared so much how we were chanting our japa. So it's just wonderful. Maharaj is inspiring the whole movement in Krishna consciousness and Chaitanya Leela. And his disciples are such a wonderful asset in this Dallas community. They do so much service. They're such wonderful devotees. And it's so nice to have them here. And I've heard that Maharaj will be giving class every day on Chaitanya Leela, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. Jai Pataka Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Next we have. Oh.
This mic works?
This mic.
I was asked to watch over Chicago for 1 year.
I was asked to bless over Chicago.
He drove me up to the farm in Oklahoma.
He drove me up to his farm in Oklahoma.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Next we have His Grace Meenakshi Prabhu.
Jai. Thank you. Jayapata Maharaj ki Jai. Maharaj, my dandavat to you. I joined the movement, in the Srila Prabhupada movement in 1973. And always I've been in the movement. I hearing about Jayapataka so many times because he rendering so much service to Srila Prabhupada that he is really in connection with Srila Prabhupada. So, thank you everyone right here. We're gathering together because the Samahatma Sudurlabha, we're taking association from the sadhu. Sadhu means somebody who can talk and show Krishna to you. So this association is the faith. First point is the faith. After the faith is coming the sadhu sangha. When it's sadhu sangha, that's what we're doing right here. This is a simple process from Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, show us how to progress in the Krishna consciousness. After the sadhu sangha, you do sadhana kriya. Sadhana kriya means you practice devotional service, offering to the Lord, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and being graceful to the Lord in all situations. Because we don't know at what time we have to departure from this material body. We are a spirit soul, but only by the mercy of the holy name, you can get the association with Krishna. The holy name is the more merciful than Krishna himself. So, we say thank you to Jayapataka Maharaj for this beautiful sadhana, beautiful association with every devotees. And then now, you have to question yourself. Can I chant in my round properly? Can I not do social chanting? Chanting should be steadily only with Krishna association. No telephone, nothing as a distraction. That's what Krishna means. That's what Srila Prabhupada wants from everyone in this Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is very important because we are getting Sukriti. If from that Sukriti we getting benefit to approach more to Lord Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. He is the only one who can really give me mercy, and Guru give you mercy. Saksat Hari Twena Samasta Shastri. He said Guru is the same quality the Lord Krishna himself. So we have to take advantage of the Guru, like the Bhagavad Gita say, Tadidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. You have to approach a Guru to be successful in a spiritual life. That means spiritual life. That means the beginning of spiritual life. You cannot do it by yourself. Have to be the Guru who can present to you the knowledge of Lord Krishna Bhagavan, who got all the opulence. So anyway, I'm not going to take too much time. I wanted His Holiness Jayapata Maharaj to speak by himself, and that way you get association with him and you get mercy from him. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Jagadguru ki, Jayapata Maharaj ki, Gaura Premanandi, Gauranga.
Thank you, all the Prabhupada disciples that spoke. Would like to ask Mother Chandwalis to speak.
His Holiness Jayapata Maharaj ki Jai. I think I first met Jayapata Maharaj when he came to Dallas in the early 1980s. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was here, and I saw him. He had this long sika, very long sika, and he came in and he was playing his whoppers with the kirtan. And I thought, this is a very magnanimous spiritual master. And then that next year, I went to, in 1982, I went to Mayapur, and then I saw him again with so many, it seemed like so many disciples I had never seen before. So many disciples following the spiritual master, going on, what is that, the Gaur Mandala Parikram. And I wondered, wow, this is such an experience, because I was just still practically a bhakti. Such an experience to see so many disciples following the spiritual master like that. And because this wasn't the culture that I was brought up in, so it was just amazing that this Hare Krishna movement could attract so many devotees. And so I really admire that Maharaj has been able to go through the ordeals that he's gone with his health and still be able to travel so many places all over the world, enthusing and really enlivening everyone with Krishna consciousness. So Jayapata Maharaj, I offer my humble obeisances to you, and I pray that you can keep going and moving on like this, making more and more and more disciples. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Hare Bol.
It's very important to read Srila Prabhupada books. And His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj gave that legacy to all the GBCs.
It's very important to read. It's very important to reach. It's very important to read Srila Prabhupada's books, and His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj gave that legacy to all the GBCs.
And I hope that all of you study the books of Srila Prabhupada.
And I hope that all of you study the books of Srila Prabhupada.
Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita,
Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita,
etc.
etc. Hare Krishna.
All right, now I'd like Arjun Krishna Prabhu to please speak. Okay, 1 second. Nartam Prabhu wants to speak for a bit.
Maharaj Ki Jai. You may not remember me, but when I was 17, it was in Chicago, it was 1979, you saved my life. You probably don't remember, but I had developed some boils, and the devotees gave me some cayenne pepper and golden seal, and I was allergic to that. So I got so sick for like it was leading up to like 10 days. And I'd gotten so sick that I couldn't even lift my arms out of bed. And you came to the Chicago temple, and you said, why is he laying like that? Because the brahmachari ashram was next to your quarters. And then everybody said, oh, it's okay, he's just got a boil. And we were giving him golden seal and cayenne pepper. And then you got really angry. First time I'd ever seen you angry. And you yelled at everybody saying, who's a doctor here? And then everybody was just silent. Then you said, get him to the hospital. So 2 devotees picked me up. They carried me outside of the car, brought me to the emergency room. And by that time, at the emergency, there was an Indian doctor, an Indian nurse, and an American nurse. And they put me on one of those rolling tables. And then the doctor said, keep chanting Hare Krishna, keep chanting. I was in a dhoti. And then I woke up that night. Like I went there at it was like after breakfast, you'd come to your room, so it was around 9 in the morning. And when I came out of the hospital, the doctor told me, your lungs were so swollen that you were choking to death. 2 more hours, you would have been dead. Jayapata Maharaj Ki! And also, even without even knowing me, he's done so many things for me. He came to my wedding, helped me when I was in Malaysia at some festivals, encouraged me preaching in China. But I tell you, one of the things, Maharaj, that really endeared me to you was you flew with my mother from India. Somehow you and my mom were on the same flight. She had come to my wedding with my wife, Kumkumangi. And you flew with her from India all the way through Europe. And right now, she's 86. She told me today, I told her you were here. She told me to personally thank you so much. That made the biggest difference in her Krishna consciousness. Jayapata Maharaj Ki. Oh, and also, Maharaj, with my wife, she lived in Singapore. And at that time, she was doing some Bhagavad Gita classes, and she wanted to get initiated by Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So there was some upheaval there in Singapore, and you pulled her off to the side and said, what are you doing here? Just go to be with your Guru Maharaj. He's in Vrindavan. So my wife, she flew to Vrindavan, she met Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and then she got initiated. Her name's Kumkumangi. So you saved her from the parallels of, the unknown. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for your causeless mercy. And yeah, really, I mean, I was just a 17-year-old kid. I don't think, even today, he may not know who I am. That's how much love he has, taking care of people he didn't even know. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hey. Hey, and when I was leaving, I remember one more thing, Maharaj. You kept me in your room after I came back from the hospital, and every day you would tell me stories of Lord Chaitanya. And then when you were leaving, I asked you, would you give me a blessing, Maharaj? I was 17, you're 74, I'm 61. So you were 30 years old at that time in Chicago, 79. And you said, I said, Maharaj, bless me so I can always stay in the Sankirtan movement. And then you raised your hand, you said, all right, I bless you. Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda. And here I am today by his blessings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. All right, now I'll ask Arjun Krishna Prabhu to please speak.
I already spoke. Anyway, how can I deny? First of all, I want to pay my obeisances to Srila Jayapata Maharaj, who is such a dear, dear friend of my Gurudev, Tamal Krishna Goswami. They've done so many different things together, been up and down, through thin and thick and bad and good, and somehow or another, they conquered the world together by Srila Prabhupada's instructions. They were so dedicated and sold out to Srila Prabhupada. There was nothing, as you can see, there's nothing that they wouldn't do. Gurudev gave up his life, and now Jayapata Maharaj, he's continuing as a first frontmost soldier, a core devotee in Srila Prabhupada's army, pushing every day over and over, initiating over 50,000 disciples, and still going strong. And today he has blessed us on this most auspicious day, Vyasa Puja, 74th appearance day. We should all be so fortunate that we're here in his association, his God Brothers Association, and the association of Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji, Gaurani Tai, and Radha Govinda. So here, I'm speaking on behalf of maybe my God brothers and God sisters here in Dallas. Please come. This is your home. We want you to come as much as you can. I know that's not very possible all the time, but you're always welcome here in Dallas. Radha Kalachandji is very, very dear to you, and you are to them. So on this auspicious day, we have to say what? Jai Gauranga! Jai Gauranga! Jai Gauranga! Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
The deities of Radha Kalachandji are very special. We're very fortunate to be having these deities and worshiping them.
The deities of Radha Kalachandji are very special. You're very fortunate to be here and be able to worship them.
I was thinking that the deities that were worshipped by Prabhupada, the temples that Prabhupada established, they should be especially recognized as Sripads.
I was thinking that the deities that were worshipped by Srila Prabhupada, the temples that were established by Srila Prabhupada himself, they should be recognized as Sripads.
In the holy places in India by the associates of Lord Chaitanya are called Sripads.
As holy places in India, the associates of Lord Chaitanya, where he went, they are called Sripads.
That's like Mayapur, but now there are dams. But the other smaller places, probably within 3 miles around them.
So like Mayapur, Vrindavan, there are dhams, and other places around them, like 3 miles, there are Sripads.
So this is Sripad Dallas.
So this is Sripad Dallas.
Hare Krishna. We have a special guest today with us. First, thank you to Guru Maharaj that he has made it here on the auspicious day of his actual birthday, Vyasa Puja day. Guru Maharaj ki jai. His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Radha Kalachandji Dham ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. So we have with us a very special guest, His Grace Brajavilas Prabhu. Please stand up, please. Bhai Haribol, Haribol! How many of you know about TOVP? Please raise your hand. TOVP Brother Ki Jai! It's one of the biggest projects on the planet. Biggest Krishna temple on the planet. There's no temple anywhere close to this on the planet right now. That temple we are building, ISKCON is building, it's Prabhupada's desire. We are trying to fulfill Prabhupada's desire by building this temple. Guru Maharaj is leading, Brajavilas Prabhu is one of the leading fundraiser. Just to tell you, his journey also started from Kalachandji. When he landed in America, the first place he visited was Kalachandji Dham. So there is something special about Kalachandji. You know where Amrish Prabhu met Srila Prabhupada first time? Kalachandji Dham ki jai. So Brajavilas Prabhu is going all over the world. He is in IT, he had a good job, he sacrificed that. And he said, let me dedicate my life for the movement, for Srila Prabhupada, for building this grand project. Of course, he has been chosen to do this project. Otherwise, he could not be here for this long. So he's going door to door and encouraging everybody to be part of this great movement. So we'll welcome him with Brig, Gauranga Nityananda and Haribol so that he can assist Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Mayapur to finish this project on time. And by Prabhupada mercy this year, hopefully we can do Narsimha Dev's grand inauguration. Narsimha Dev ki jai! Prahlad Narsimha Dev ki jai!
Five minutes.
So Guru Maharaj will take a short break with all this ecstasy and he'll be back. Our dear Nityananda Prabhu, Haribol.
Can I speak after Maharaj comes? Nityananda Prabhu go. Maharaj
You can speak, please.
Okay. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashtate Deshatarine Ajanulambitau Bujau Kanakavadato Sankirtana Kapitaro Kamalaya Daksho Vishwambaro Jujabaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro 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 Krishna Todiya Pada Pankaja Panjarantam At Eva Vishutame Manasa Raja Hamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavada Pitthai Kanta Varodana Vido Smaranam Kudaste Smaranam Kudaste Smaranam Kudaste Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada Kai! Oh, I'll stand and speak. That's better. His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj Kai! First of all, I would like to take the blessings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu, Her Grace Chandravali Mataji, and then Nityananda Prabhu's wife, Manju Ali Mataji, and Chakri Prabhu, Chakri Prabhu, and all of you assembled Vaishnavas here today to celebrate the Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj. I remember a story. This was in 2015. In 2015, we went to Russia. In the Moscow airport, the TOVP team, including myself, we had the good fortune in the Moscow airport to meet His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj. In the Moscow airport, when we went near Maharaj, Maharaj told me, Brajvilas, I wanted to say you something. There was a whole TOVP team. Me and others were also there. We said, yes, Maharaj, please tell us what you wanted to say. Maharaj told me that in 2008, when I had that stroke, in 2008, when I had the stroke, I left my body. I left my body in 2008 and I prayed to Krishna that my work, my service to my Guru Maharaj, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada is incomplete. Is incomplete. Please put me back in this body so that I can serve and complete the service to my Gurudev, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He said, I am holding my life to see this temple completed. To see this temple complete. He is holding his life, traveling everywhere, giving us mercy to see this desire of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's temple, the temple of the Vedic planetarium, the largest Vedic temple in the world, to be completed. To be completed. This is one of his major desire, to see this temple completed. I was with him in LA. We had a program, similar Vyasa Puja program. And they asked, Maharaj, what will happen when you leave? He said, I'm holding to see this temple completed. Even he said in that program, I'm waiting to see this temple completed. So this is very, very important for us who are assembled here, the disciples of His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj, and even others who are here to take a commitment. We all say, we love you, Guru Maharaj. We will do anything possible for you, Guru Maharaj. And this is the one which he wanted. He told me that he wanted to do the first arati. And this we all wanted to see. Not only to see, to have tears in our eyes, to see His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj doing the grand arati of the Pancha Tattva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's our prime duty to fulfill His desires. In these circumstances, He is traveling. He is begging, please fulfill the desire of my Guru Maharaj. Please fulfill the desire of my Guru Maharaj. He is traveling. Nobody in this condition can ever do what he is doing. He is a living Chaitanya Charitamrita. He is a living Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is a famous photograph of Maharaj plowing when there was nothing in Sridhar Mayapur. It was only rice fields. He was plowing. Nobody knew what was it. He was plowing, making it ready in that same place. This temple of Vedic planetarium is manifesting today. It's called field of sacrifice. He has sacrificed everything so that the Krishna consciousness can go for the next 10,000 years. The next 10,000 years. I hope the devotees here circulating the forms which we had brought, that is the Arati plate. The form which we had brought so that you can fill your name, phone number, and do something significant. We have medallions, we have awards, we have trophies. This is called 2 years marathon which we are doing. 2 years marathon. This year we are going to open the Narsinghadev temple so that all obstacles are removed. In 2025, we are going to open the main temple, the Panchatattva temple, and 2 floors of exhibits where he is the chairman. And it was his desire. He told me that we should not only open the temple, we should open 2 floors of planetarium also, because this is called Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. So these forms, Prabhuji, can you distribute the forms here? Please. This is my request to all of you today. Let us, whatever it takes, you have 3 years installments. You don't have to give right now. All we need is, in this Arati plate, do your Sankalpa. So that he can do the first Arati. He can do the first Arati. This is so important, so exclusively important for all of us who are the devotees of the Hare Krishna movement. ISKCON. It is important for us. We see this desire of Srila Prabhupada. We see the desire of His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj completed in our life, in the maturity of our life. This temple is manifesting. So let us all take this opportunity very seriously. Prabhuji, those who are having the forms can distribute here in the front. Haribol. So, what I wanted to say is, we had come to a juncture. We are very close to the final lap. We had put our campaign that we run, you win. Our campaign, the TOVP Marathon, is we run, you win. We run the race, you win the race. We run for you all so that this temple can be completed. If His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj today, with all of your pledges, I'm asking only the pledges, I'm asking only the Sankalpa today. With all of your pledges, if he sees that yes, all my disciples, all my well-wishers, all my friends are ready to support this great endeavor, this temple will be finished. We promised to him this temple will be opened in 2022. 3 years of pandemic. 3 years of pandemic delayed. And the only reason for that delay is Maharaj wants to give everybody an opportunity. Everybody an opportunity who have not contributed to this temple, because after this temple is finished, you cannot give money to build this temple. It is done. He wants to give everybody an opportunity so that everybody do something, go back home, back to garden. Because this was the prediction. This was the prediction of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he said, if anybody who helps to build this temple, I would personally come, hold him by the hands, take him back home, back to garden. What a great opportunity. What a great opportunity. Simply filling that form takes you back home, back to garden. Let us all, in this Vyasa Puja celebrations, let us all come forward. Today we should make $1 million. $1 million. Today. So let us all fill these forms. I'll be sitting here. Please give these forms so that I can offer it to His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj. He can build this temple, the temple of Vedic planetarium, and the exhibits for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all so very much. Please fill the forms. I'll be eagerly waiting, and he is also eagerly waiting to see this done. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj King. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada King. Thank you.
His Grace Brijavilas Prabhu Ki Jai. Let us chant one big Hare Krishna for Brijavilas Prabhu so that he can raise more and more funds. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. So now we have another most special, most honored couple. They are like our parents, our Shiksha Gurus in Dallas. I'm sure you already know who I'm going to, introduce. And one great thing about Radha Kalachi Dham is, one time I was talking to Prabhuji and he was telling, we have 27 Gurudevs, disciples in Kalachandji Dham, but we all work together in unity, program after program, year after year, and make every program successful. So big Haribol for this wonderful couple who is leading us, and we can continue the services. His Grace Nityananda Prabhu Ji Ki Jai, Manjoli Mata Ji Ki Jai. So Manjoli Mata Ji is going to go first, Mata Ji is first, then Prabhu Ji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Jayapata Swami Maharaj, Vyasa Puja Ki Jai! Gauranga! Nityananda! Haribol. First and foremost, I would like to thank Maharaj for gracing us with his personality over here and blessing all of us in Kalachandji Dham. We are very, very, very grateful to you. And under all these hard circumstances, you've made this trip to Dallas. We are totally grateful to you, Maharaj. And also, I'd like to thank you for accepting my parents as your disciples and also my daughter-in-law as your disciple. Thank you very much, Maharaj. We're totally blessed to have you as such an intimate associate of our family. And one more thing I would like to say is that I'm totally indebted to you for taking care of my spiritual master. I wasn't there when the unfortunate incident happened in Mayapur, but I heard a lot of stories. And one story that really touched me was the way you roared into the hospital like a lion and took care of all the situations there and made sure that everything was taken care of at the right time in the right way. And we as disciples of Tamakrishna Maharaj can never, ever, ever pay you back eternally, life after life. The way you've taken care of my spiritual master, I can never forget that. And also, my spiritual master called you the Lion of Mayapur. And definitely, you are the Lion of Mayapur. Whenever you gave class and I would cook for my spiritual master in Mayapur, he'll say, that's Jayapataka roaring over there, giving class. And he called you the Lion of Mayapur. And I'm very, very thankful, Maharaj, for coming here. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Gauranga! Nityananda! Yeah.
So now we are going to hear from Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. So without Nityananda Prabhu, trust me, we could not have reached this far. He's so open-hearted, extending his heart, his knowledge to all of us. So let's hear from His Grace Nityananda Prabhu ji. Hari Hari Bol. But before he goes, I want to tell you one thing which he told, with his permission, the last thing he told me about Guru Maharaj's program. Can I share? So Nityananda Prabhu told, when we were discussing about this program, hosting this program here, Guru Maharaj, Nityananda, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu ji told that even if I have to leave the planet after this program, I think my life is successful. Hari! So we can hear more from Nityananda Prabhu ji. Nityananda Prabhu ji ki jai!
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Jayapata Swami Maharaj ki. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki. Shri Nityananda Balarama ki. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So actually, how do we know that a program is a very, very important program? There are going to be signs. Like we know, for those of us who are here in Dallas, that the weather has not been really very good. It's been a little cold. But today is the first day we've had such beautiful weather. It is this afternoon, it was predicted that it was going to be cloudy. But when Maharaj arrived, the sun came out. Okay, these are signs that we can see. Another sign is, this is the 50th year celebration of the installation of Shri Shri Radha Kalachandji ki. So this is Shri Shri Radha Kalachandji personally blessing us by inviting Maharaj in our presence so that we can be blessed unlimitedly, spiritual masters. So this is why the Lord is so happy today. I was looking at the Lord today and I was thinking, why is he so happy? And he's so happy because he's seeing Maharaj and his wonderful servants who serve him so nicely coming to Dallas and gracing us all. Let's please give them a big Haribol! Okay, the signs don't stop there. This is also the 10th anniversary of Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha actually started in North America in Dallas. I don't know if you all know that. This was the first place Sadhu Sangha happened. The second one happened here too. Then the third one went to Austin. And now this is the 10th one coming back because this is the 50th year celebration. Now this is Maharaj's 74th anniversary of his appearance, holy appearance on this planet. But Maharaj is an extra special person. Prabhupada personally anointed him to be a spiritual master in the movement. And amongst all of the governing body commissioners, because Prabhupada is represented by the GBC, amongst all the governing body commissioners, Maharaj is the only one who's standing today as a member of the leadership, the ownership pretty much, of ISKCON. And we're so very fortunate that he is with us here today. Let's give Maharaj a very big hand for that achievement. He also happens to be the longest serving I want to say His Holiness, so that means that he's a sannyasi, the longest serving sannyasi also, because this is his, what, 51st anniversary, Maharaj? 50th anniversary.
53rd.
53rd. 53rd. Wow, that's amazing. 53 years of sannyas. To hold sannyas even for a few years is very difficult. Maharaj has held it for 53 years. So that's another great achievement. A great sign that we're being blessed. Now, one of Maharaj's best friends, closest associates, is His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. So in 1968, on this day, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj was initiated by Srila Prabhupada. So you can see that it is also His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj making the arrangement that his best friend would come and visit with him And actually, he's opened the doors so that Maharaj can be with him. And Maharaj met him here in person. So this is also very, very important. So like this, there are many wonderful occasions that are actually happening today. This is a very, very important day, and it is not some simple coincidence that Maharaj is with us today. We all know how much love he has in his heart for everyone. It's just like when Srila Prabhupada was told that, my dear Srila Prabhupada, everybody loves you. Srila Prabhupada's answer was, it's because I love everybody, so everybody naturally loves me. So this is the same situation with Maharaj. For those who are parents, we know that we want our children to do better than we did in our lives. This is also the desire of the spiritual master. The Acharya wants that his disciples do better than the Acharya did. It's a sign that the Acharya was the real Acharya, that when he can bring forth disciples who are as powerful and some even more powerful than he, who actually do things that Acharya did not do. You can only imagine how proud Srila Prabhupada is of Guru Maharaj. It was said that he has 50,000 disciples. I'd like to make a correction. He actually has 60,000 disciples. And I can tell you, for any spiritual master who has even a few disciples, they will tell you, oh my God, this is so difficult. Having just a few disciples, what to speak of so many disciples? And actually, truth be told, we're all his disciples. We all call him Guru Maharaj. Correct? Jai Guru Maharaj ki! So Maharaj, on behalf of our presiding deity, Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, on behalf of Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and on behalf of all of the deities, and especially all of the devotees of Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji Dham, I have the great honor of welcoming you to Dallas, Texas, to Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji Dham. We're so very happy that you're going to bless us. You're blessing us here by your presence. And I predict, and you can write this down and make this prediction, that Dallas will become an even greater community now that Maharaj has visited with us. Haribo! Jai Gauranga! 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 Jai Sri Nityananda Balarama ki! Shri Guru Maharaj, Srila Jayapata Swami Maharaj ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki! Shri Gaura Bhakta Brinda ki! Nitai Gaur Pimanande! Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Namo Krishna Padaya
Krishna Prastaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Swami Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvise Sasanavadi
Paschatya Desatharine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadhara Ivadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Namaha
Yadavaya Namaha
Gopal Govinda Ram
Sri Madhusudan
Mukha Grodi Vasalam
Ango Langa Ekigirim.
Yashivadanahan Mande.
Shri Gurun Dinatarinam.
Paramananda Mahadavam.
Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
On this April 9th, the day in the English calendar I appeared,
On this day, April 9th, the day on the English calendar I appeared,
here there's doing a kind of Vyasa Puja Smriti.
they're doing a kind of Vyasa Puja Smriti.
Just no fasting, just feasting.
And then this will go fast, and then there's a feast.
No, this one, no fast, just feast.
No fast, just feast.
Supreme sacrifice.
It's the supreme sacrifice.
Feasting.
Feasting Krishna Prasad.
I had a great fortune, and I joined in San Francisco in 1968.
I had the great fortune, I joined in San Francisco in 1968.
And at that time, I saw His Holiness, and I saw Krishna Goswami.
At that time, I saw Krishna Goswami.
He was not a Swami then, but
He was not a Swami then, somewhat.
he was very dynamic.
But he was very dynamic.
And then I was engaged by Jayananda Prabhu in making the Rath cart.
Then I was engaged by Jayananda Prabhu in making the Rath Yatra cart.
When Nityananda Prabhu invited me to come for your Rath Yatra,
Nityananda Prabhu reminded me to come to your Rath Yatra.
I took it as a great opportunity.
He said, this is a great opportunity.
I took it as a great
I took it as a great opportunity.
Now, in 1968, I visited every temple in ISKCON.
In 1968, I visited every temple in ISKCON.
All three.
All three.
San Francisco, New York, Montreal.
San Francisco, New York, and Montreal.
And I went to Montreal, saw Prabhupada.
So I went to Montreal and saw Srila Prabhupada.
I was in Canada for about 2 years.
I was in Canada for about 2 years.
And then Prabhupada called me to LA.
Then Srila Prabhupada told me to go to LA.
And he was telling that I should go to India.
So he was kind of like telling me to go to India.
But then it got canceled.
But then it got canceled.
But eventually I was sent to India.
But eventually I went and I was sent to India.
And I arrived in Bombay and then I went to Calcutta.
So I arrived in Bombay and I went to Calcutta.
And then at that time Prabhupada came from the Dainipan in Japan.
So at that time Srila Prabhupada came from where in Japan?
Dainipan Ringa, Tokyo. So
Jainipan.
Dainipan.
Dainipan and
He printed many books with Dainipan. He printed many books with Dainipan.
He had printed many books in Jainipan.
So in 1970, Prabhupada gave me sannyas.
So in 1970, Srila Prabhupada gave me sannyas.
I was the 11th.
I was the 11th.
But now the 10 before me either gone back to Godhead or left the sannyas.
So all the 10 behind me either went back to Godhead.
Before me.
10 before me either went back to Godhead or I left
So
sannyas.
that's why I'm now the oldest standing sannyasi.
So that's why at the moment I'm the oldest standing sannyasi.
Not only in Islam.
Sorry?
Not only in Islam.
Okay, not only in ISKCON,
In the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya.
but in the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya.
Prabhupada asked me to try to unite the Saraswat family.
Srila Prabhupada asked me to try to reunite the Gaudiya, the Saraswat family.
Bhakti Tamakishwara Swami, he was very dedicated to serving Srila Prabhupada.
Tamakrishna Goswami, he was very dedicated to serving Srila Prabhupada.
As Westerners in India, we didn't really know the things, how they go.
So as Westerners in India, we didn't know really how the things, how they go.
Tamakishwara Goswami, he was sent to Mayapur to buy some land.
So, but Tamakrishna Goswami, he was sent to Mayapur and to buy some land.
And I was sent to the general post office.
So I was sent to a post office.
General post office.
General post office.
GTO.
GPO.
I don't know if you've ever been in a GTO in Calcutta.
I don't know if you ever been to a GPO in Calcutta.
Prabhupada said, I want the letter sent by registered mail.
So Srila Prabhupada said, I want the letter sent by registered mail.
And there are different queues.
So there were different queues.
And I saw one queue that said registered mail. I stood in that queue.
Sorry, Guru Maharaj, we stood in one of the queues.
One that said registered mail.
So the one that said registered mail, oh, okay, I stood in that queue.
Then at the end, like, how hard to get to the counter, I thought I sent a registered mail.
So at the end, I went to the counter and I said, I want to send registered mail.
He said, yeah, I get your letter, wait. And then I buy the stamps for the letter.
So he said something like, you have to wait and buy the stamps.
Anyway, it took me about 3 hours because I went to wrong lines and
Anyways, it took about 3 hours because I went in the long lines and so on.
I went to one line and waited. Otherwise, I guess I didn't know something back here by the stamp first.
Anyways, I went in one line, he said go to another line, and then I went to another line.
So finally, I got this letter mail, weighed, the stamps bought. I waited, I went down, I read the mail. He said, no, you have to have the postcard sewn to the letter. And then the guy outside.
So I finally got the stamp, and then I waited in line, and then finally he said, no, you have to show the letter, you have to show it to the guy outside.
Sew it, S-E-W, sew.
S-E-W, sew it. Oh, you have to sew it.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, acha.
Anyway, meanwhile, Tamakishwara Goswami, he went out to Mayapur to buy the land.
Anyways, meanwhile, Tamakrishna Goswami, he went to Mayapur to buy land.
And he did something that you don't normally have to do.
Anyways, he did something that you don't normally have to do.
He wrote down the serial number of every bill that he paid.
He wrote down the serial number on every bill that he paid for the land.
I mean, when you register land, you don't have to give the serial number.
When you register land.
Yeah.
When you register land, you don't have to give the serial number.
But he was so careful that he wanted to please Prabhupada that he wrote down every hundreds and hundreds of our land, every serial number, page after page after page.
But he was so careful that he wanted to please Srila Prabhupada. So he wrote hundreds and hundreds of these serial numbers on every page of paper.
And then he came back to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, is it done? He said, yes, it's done, Srila Prabhupada. So that's our land where we have the temple of Vyasa.
So he went back to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada asked him, is it done? And he said, yes, it's done. So that is the land where we have the TOVP right now.
All the labor that His Holiness Tamal Krishna Swami did, he could make it more valuable by helping to finish the temple.
So all the labor that His Holiness Tamakrishna Goswami Maharaj did to make it that we can have the temple.
More valuable by finishing the temple.
More valuable by finishing the temple.
Anyway, I rode in the lorry with him. They're carrying steel to Mayapur.
Sorry, Grandma, what was that?
I was riding on the lorry and carrying steel to Mayapur.
Anyways, another time I was riding on a lorry that was carrying steel going to Mayapur.
With Tamal Krishna Goswami.
With Tamal Krishna Goswami.
And the lorry driver said, hey, why don't you have a cup of hot milk?
So the driver was saying, why don't you have a cup of hot milk?
At the roadside, Goa.
So on the roadside it said Goa. Taking the hot milk, then someone told us, they're stealing your steel.
They're taking it and throwing it off the lorry.
So they're taking it and throwing it off the lorry.
Into the ditch.
Into a ditch.
They ran out, sure enough, they had thrown some steel rods in the ditch.
So when he ran out, and sure enough, they had thrown some rods into a ditch.
I had them loaded back on the lorry, and we didn't take any more milk.
And so we had it loaded back into the lorry, and we were not going to take any more milk.
So I had many moments like this with His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami.
So I had many moments like this with His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj.
And he was very dedicated.
I mean, he was very dedicated soul.
To serving Srila Prabhupada.
For serving Srila Prabhupada.
Although I took sannyas before him, he was always considered my senior godbrother.
Although I took sannyas before him, he was always considered my senior godbrother.
And he was at GBC much before I was.
He was the GBC much before I was.
And he was a great preacher.
And he was a great preacher.
He loved to make devotees.
He loved to make devotees.
Anyway, he was part of our, when we were designing Temple of Vedic Planetarium.
He was part of our, when we were designing the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium.
He'd go to London and help with the designing.
Helping in the designing.
And I could tell you so many things.
Anyways, I can tell you so many things.
What? He wrote many books. And Prabhupada told us we should write books.
He wrote many books. Srila Prabhupada told us we should write books.
So I'm trying to write a Krishna book, a Chaitanya book, and all the pastimes that I could find in Lord Chaitanya.
So like the Krishna book, I'm trying to write a Chaitanya book of all the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya from various other books that I could find.
like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it tells about Lord Chaitanya talking to the Chankasi.
So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it tells about Lord Chaitanya talking to the Chankasi.
But in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it tells about the procession.
But in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it tells about the procession.
That procession, so they're not lakhs of people, there are millions of people.
So in that procession, it tells that there were not lakhs of people, there were millions of people.
And they had 4 different groups.
And they had 4 different groups.
One by Advaita Acharya,
One by Advaita Acharya,
one by Haridas Thakur,
one by Haridas Thakur,
one by Srivas Thakur,
one by Srivas Thakur,
and one by Lord Chaitanya. On one side was Lord Nityananda, other side was Gadadhar.
So, and one by Lord Chaitanya on one side, on another side, Lord Nityananda, and another is Gadadhar Pandit.
And then when they, Chankasi broke the Vijangas, called Bhagadenga, and Lord Chaitanya said, no one can stop a Sankirtan movement.
So when Lord Chankasi broke the Mridangas, then Lord Chaitanya was saying that no one could stop the Sankirtan movement.
So then he did the first civil disobedience.
So he was the first civil disobedience.
But actually, he was in complete ecstasy.
But actually he was in complete ecstasy.
And we see that Krishna had danced with a zillion gopis.
See, we see that Krishna, he dances with zillions of gopis.
He did the Kurukshetra war with millions of soldiers.
He did the Kurukshetra war with millions of soldiers.
And Dwarka, he married 16,108 queens.
In Dwarka, he married 16,108 queens.
Here, you know, he's big. He's a super. He's big.
I mean, he's big.
The biggest.
He's super.
And Lord Chaitanya, he had a Sankirtan for literally millions of people.
Well, Lord Chaitanya, he had the Sankirtan where there was literally millions of people.
And Apsaras were selling flowers and
Apsaras were showering flowers and conches.
little conches.
These little conches.
And so to watch that kirtan, Lord Indra and Vayudev came down.
So to watch that kirtan, Lord Indra and Vayudev, they came down.
And they saw the Supreme Person of God and Lord Chaitanya dancing, crying in ecstasy.
So they saw Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, dancing in ecstasy, crying.
The kirtan sound had not only risen to Swarga, and went also to the spiritual world.
The kirtan sound not only reached Swarga, but it went to the spiritual world.
And
Haribo!
Indradev and Vayudev, they fainted.
Indradev and Vayudev, then they fainted.
To see the Supreme Lord dancing and crying and chanting in ecstasy.
To see the Supreme Lord dancing and crying in ecstasy, rolling on the ground, they were overwhelmed.
So they fainted.
So they fainted.
And they came conscious. They took human form and joined the kirtan.
And when they came conscious, they took human forms and joined the kirtan.
There are some atheists that are laughing at the devotees or making fun.
So there were some atheists, they were laughing at the devotees, making fun of them.
But then they saw Lord Chaitanya coming.
Then they saw Lord Chaitanya
dancing,
crying.
They became overwhelmed.
They became overwhelmed.
They started rolling on the ground.
They started rolling on the ground.
They started crying themselves.
They were crying themselves.
Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, they had such a impression.
So Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, they had such an impression.
And then as they were approaching the house of the Chankasi,
So when they're approaching the house of Chankasi,
who was at that time the representative of the Mohammedan ruler.
So who was at that time the representative of the Muhammad ruler?
So he was telling his soldiers, was that some Hindu wedding or something?
So he was telling the soldiers, is that some kind of Hindu wedding or something?
Well, just as the sound was penetrating.
I mean, just the sound was penetrating.
They sent out the soldiers, stop that.
So they send out the soldiers, stop that noise.
They came out, they saw the ocean of people, they got frightened.
So they came out, they saw the ocean of people, they got frightened.
They took off the turbans, covered their beards, started chanting, Haribol, Haribol.
They took off their turbans, covered their beards, and started chanting, Haribol, Haribol.
After that, when they so like that, we have different books with different details.
So like that, we have different books giving different details.
Right now, I'm reading about how Nityananda, Lord Nityananda, he had converted a gang of armed robbers.
So right now, we are reading how Lord Nityananda
He
converted a gang of armed robbers.
Dacoits.
The dacoits.
So that, I can't tell you that now.
So I can't tell you that now.
It's a long story.
It's a long one.
But it's very interesting.
But it's very interesting.
How Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, he touched the heart, he changed the heart of the serial killer.
How Lord Nityananda, he changed the heart of a serial killer.
And this is a very wonderful to read these histories of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda.
So this is very wonderful to read these histories of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
And last week, Lord Chaitanya told Lord Nityananda, you go back to Bengal and take out where we left off.
So actually, Lord Chaitanya told Nityananda to go back to Bengal and take up where he had left off.
He said there are four kinds of people that we promise to deliver and normally don't get delivered.
So he said that there are four kinds of people that he promised to deliver who normally don't get delivered.
The Murkhas,
The Murkhas,
the foolish,
the foolish,
the Nichus, the lowborn,
the Nichus, which are the lowborn,
Patits, the fallen,
the Patits, which are the fallen,
and the Dukkhas, the distressed.
the Dukkhas, the distressed.
Now, before you are devotees, you qualify for any of these four things?
Before you were devotees, have any of you qualified of these four types of people?
I qualified for all.
I qualified for all.
So you are great Vaishyas and so on.
So you are great Vaishnavas and so on.
Vaishyas.
Vaishyas and so on.
I qualified in all these four.
I qualified in all these four.
I thought I was a body.
I thought I was the body.
Generally, I was lowborn.
So
Definitely, I was lowborn.
definitely I was lowborn.
And I was petite. I broke all the principles.
And I was petite. I broke all the principles.
I was a little baby. I was eating non-veg.
I was a little baby. I was eating non-veg.
And definitely distressed.
And generally distressed.
So, Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, they came down to deliver these kind of people.
So Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they came down to deliver these kinds of people.
And Lord and Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he brought Lord Chaitanya's mercy to to the west.
And Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he brought Lord Chaitanya's mercy to the west.
And His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, he was representing Srila Prabhupada very nicely.
And His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was representing Srila Prabhupada very nicely.
I don't want to talk about his disappearance because it's too heartbreaking for me.
It's too
heartbreaking.
I don't want to talk about his disappearance because it's too heartbreaking for me.
But the people, they stood in front of a vehicle that was taking his body, and they said, we won't let him go unless we can see his lotus feet.
So the people, they stood in front of the vehicle that was taking his body, and they said, we won't let him go until we see his lotus feet.
He's a great sadhu. When I see his lotus feet, and so we have to show his lotus feet.
He's a great.
All bow down.
He's a great sadhu. We have to see his lotus feet, so we had to show his lotus feet, and then they all bowed down.
So, living or dying, Tamal Krishna Goswami was very dear to everyone.
So living or dying, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was very dear to everyone.
I'm very glad that I could be here at this wonderful temple.
So I'm very glad to be here at this very wonderful temple.
And I hope that everybody can have some nice prasadam.
So I hope that everyone should have some nice prasadam.
A big cake here.
There's a big cake here.
I guess someone will have to take that.
I guess someone will have to cut that.
I think everybody very much for being here.
So I thank everyone very much for being here.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Guru Maharaj 74th Vyasa Puja celebrations ki jai. The best way to thank Guru Maharaj is, one time I heard from Guru Maharaj, he says that just by chanting one time Gauranga, you'll be relieved from more sins than you can ever do. So let us chant 1 minute Gauranga, 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 Gauranga,
Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga,
Gauranga,
Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga,
Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga.